you look around the league, there's a lot of teams, in the hunt. We're in the hunt. You sit here and you say, hey, Thanksgiving, and close to the end of November, and we're in the hunt. When you sit around that table tomorrow, you're saying we're in the hunt. And there's a lot of teams that wish they were in the hunt. But we're in the hunt.
This is like bringing in a new car for the first oil change, because you're just there, you got to do it, and you're not worried that they're going to come out and be like, whoa, this filter looks shot, or hey, your ball bearings are all like, you're just gonna get the oil change and get the hell out of here. And everything worked out fine. And that was Bills Steelers. It's the In the Hunt cast and Bad Analogy City. And it's just me and Kyle here making bad analogies. Because who gives a shit? They killed the Steelers. What an easy, you get what I mean, right? Like, it's just, if you take like a 13-year-old sedan in for an oil change, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know. This car's going to explode if you don't use premium or something. You're like, oh, I got to use premium then. Like, there's none of that shit today. Man, it was just a nice, easy football game.
When I was living in Brooklyn, I literally went to maybe 10 different mechanics over 5 years, because every single one, I would just bring it in for an oil change, and all of a sudden the guy would come back and be like, your one of your brake light bulbs is out. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, we got one for $25. And I'm always just like, I just do it, dude. I don't fucking know.
Those things cost like $2.
$2.
So easy, just pop them off. So we like, when we get a car inspected, I'll do the test. I'll be like, get in the car, hit the brakes. I'm checking all the lights, changing the wipers myself, because that costs a lot of money. Wow. If you're listening to this for the Bills, like you're like you're like pulling your hair out right now.
I always get nervous. You assume every episode we have one new listener.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhere in the 10,000 that we get, but somewhere in there, all 10,000 are Thomas Mulcahy. So there's one new one, and I assume they're just listening going, what the fuck? All the time.
And then they're gone. Sean Murphy is he's not here. He had the immediate emergency penis surgery, so he could not be on our episode. Rick Matthews, Buffalo comic and friend to the program who has been on before, is about to dial in right now. He had the tailgate going at the stadium, and then some post game scurrying around to do, but he's going to join us as well. But this was super, super duper satisfying, because I follow Andrew Filipponi, who used to work for WGR, a friend of mine, and he has been like Kenny Pickett Central. It was worse than like any Tua talk. Like, he was crowning Kenny Pickett as the next savior, and I really just didn't want Kenny Pickett to like have a great game and for the Bills to have any problems whatsoever, because I would have had to have blocked my friend Andrew Filipponi on Twitter, which I just did not want to do. And luckily, Kenny Pickett looked fine. That was not enough. There's no problem.
So speaking of Pittsburgh fans, there were a lot, I thought, today. I know that those fans travel well.
Yeah. Well, it's 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah. Like, I know it's a short drive.
If I go from Wheatfield, it takes me that long to get to the stadium with traffic.
But here's my take on that. If your team doesn't have an elite quarterback and it's going to travel to play an elite quarterback, I wouldn't go to that game.
No.
Go when they face Cleveland. Why would you travel up to Buffalo? Like, did you really think, I don't want to sound too cocky, but like, out of all you thought they were going to beat the Bills at home with Kenny Pickett?
Didn't you used to travel with the Bills during the drought era? Would you go to games outside of Buffalo?
Yeah, I did. No, not during the drought era. Well, actually, I did. I went
tons of Bills fans did do that. They would travel.
Yeah, but again, I went to the Jets. I went down to Carolina when Cam Newton was at the end of his career. Yeah. I went to Miami during Allen's rookie season. Like, shit like that. I would never, like, could you imagine the Bills draft EJ Manuel and then you're like, I'm going to go down to New England?
No. The only way I would go,
like, no, you're not going to a prime where you're like, oh, they're for sure going to get blown the fuck out.
Yeah. I would never have. The only way I would have gone to an away Bills game, and I've been to one, is if I was just happened to be in that city around the time that they were playing there. I would never have like marched up, got on my Bills gear, and gone to Pittsburgh to go against the Ben Roethlisberger Bills with the EJ Manuel Bills, acting like they were going to win.
Yeah,
that takes some moxie
that's
that I do not have.
exact. Vice versa here.
Hmm.
During those 15 years of Roethlisberger, I would have never gone down to be like, I'm going to go watch him destroy the Bills. Hey, Rick.
During those 15 years of Roethlisberger, you wouldn't have had a choice.
No, he would have made you go. That's right. Is that what you're saying? Because Roethlisberger.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was a rape joke. I'll go.
Roethlisberger forced other fans to go to the games. All right, I love coming in strong, Rick. Yeah. We have not started, Rick, with the heavy duty stuff.
We started.
I talked about oil changes for the first 10 minutes.
Thank God.
What we haven't done yet, which is the staple of the In the Hunt cast, which our fan is expecting, is to give the boners of the game. Like, what play gave you the biggest boner today? I'll start so you can think of yours. It is without a doubt the second Gabe Davis touchdown, where he just daddied that ball out of Micah Fitzpatrick's hands and said, "That's my touchdown." Like that. I didn't even realize it when he first caught it, that he had that struggle with Fitzpatrick at that ball. What an amazing play that was. That's mine.
Yeah, this one might be too easy.
Yeah.
So
the 98-yard touchdown pass. I mean, that's like
I've got one that isn't that, Kyle. So
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I'm all right. I got mine's Von Miller's sack. Just because like they brought him out like special today, and like just us coming to terms that we have this like actual fucking celebrity like athlete on our team. This guy who's like having conversations with David Beckham and Beyonce and Jay-Z and shit like that. And then he comes out and he just brings it. You know what I mean? This guy's getting sack after sack. Every game he's doing something cool. And then just him getting the sack, and then the crowd just like popping for him, just getting big and hard for him. And I just like that.
That's
I don't know any famous music groups, but I would say is like, if you went to go see, this is going to be really bad. Okay, get ready for this. If you went to go see like a Dokken show in the 80s, and all of a sudden like Stevie Vai came out to play guitar with them for a song, like that's what it's like having Von Miller on the team. Did that work? Did that hit?
It worked for me, but I don't know if it's going to work for anybody else.
No, I don't know either of those names.
That's okay.
Before I give you my boner consensually, Rick.
It's the only way I'll take it.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Von Miller too. And this, again, I don't want to sound crazy here, but he makes a lot of money. And do you ever sit there sometimes and like, there's a huge stretch where he doesn't get a sack and you're like, what the fuck's going on? I expect you to get a sack like every time you touch the field. Like my expectations for Von Miller are higher than what they should realistically be.
Well, it's like, well, I get you there, because when like with Josh Allen, if he throws for less than 300 yards or less than 2 touchdowns, you're like, well, what the fuck's he doing out there? You know what I mean? So for Von Miller, yeah, you kind of want him to get 17 tackles, 4 sacks, a strip sack. You want him to fucking like put a thumb in somebody's butthole and pee hole simultaneously.
Mine.
Oh God, I don't like that.
Oh.
You're not supposed to like worse.
That. Touche.
My boner play of the game. I didn't even see it. I left at the end of the third quarter, so I didn't even see this. Is James Cook's touchdown? Just for the simple fact that he got on the field. I saw it on a replay, but that guy. I'm not saying because of that one touchdown, but this is a massive talking point in Buffalo, maybe the biggest one in Buffalo, about how much that guy should get more carries. And our
run game is fucking.
It can't get worse. It can't get worse. So
just give the ball to anyone.
I feel like there is that little bit every year with one position where we're like, just try somebody else. It can't get worse. Like there's something, a position out there all the time.
So his touchdown was like it was cool. Like he bounced outside and cut inside, and he did things a normal running back can't do. Doesn't mean he's like the next coming or he's going to like do that every single game. That was a really cool looking play that only certain guys can do, and he's that guy, and that's why you got him. So that's exciting. You mentioned the running game sucks. I was just looking at the stats. No one got like Singletary had 42 yards, Allen had 42 yards, Cook 31, Moss 7, but their average per run was 7, 8, 8, and 7. Like they like so it looked
That's
like
because of Josh Allen and Cook only, though. Cook and Allen made all of that. Like everyone else got like
Singletary had 7 yards per rush, Allen had 8 yards per rush, Cook had 8 yards per rush, Zach Moss had 1 rush for 7 yards, so he had 7 yards per rush. So it looked like we ran all over the place.
It was more efficient today. It seemed to be more efficient.
It didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't. I mean, Allen decided. I think Allen decided early on, like, I'm throwing this ball all over the fucking place.
He really took advantage of. He took advantage of all the holes in their secondary whenever he wanted to. Really.
Yeah.
Speaking of the secondary, good transition. It's like I'm in radio.
Yeah, you're doing great, Kyle. Look at you. Kyle's in control. I like it.
I have PTSD of Sean yelling at me via text, so I feel like we have to be on our shit. Khair Elam, from my point of view, 10 high noons in. High noon is a drink. I wasn't sitting at high noon. 10 high noons in, had a little bit of a rough game, and I was like, maybe I'm wrong here. And then I saw a post-game interview at his locker where he said, I didn't play well today. And I was like, all right, so I wasn't wrong. You know who he looked like today? Every time? Leotis McKelvin. That's who he looked like a guy who, again, Leotis was rarely out of position. He just couldn't make a play on the ball to save his life. And that's kind of what he looked like. He was always there. He was just either a step to the left, a step to the right, a step behind, but he was always there. But it was more there to make a tackle than it was like, make a play.
A big cushion. He was giving a big cushion to everybody.
Yeah, this secondary is still banged up, and it makes me a little nervous going into next week. I haven't heard. I don't know about you guys. Greg, I know you got.
I want to talk about the Elam point you just made, or Khair.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
He did not look good. Okay, we can take this into Kansas City and whether or not we're worried. I didn't notice that he had that bad of a game. I didn't hear that he had said that afterwards. But he had the one pick, I guess. But I did not notice that. Yeah, next week is. Are we allowed to talk about next week? Is Sean going like Texas?
Well, not. I mean, next week we have to talk about it after we're done here.
Well, why don't you make your point then? I shouldn't have interrupted you. Can I tell you what really happened? You started talking about Khair Elam, and in my mind, I thought you were talking about Shakir because I'm a friggin' idiot. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, he had the one drop pass, but then he had that hit an amazing catch over the middle, and he scored a touchdown.
Kyle's really harsh here.
Shakir.
I thought, speaking of the wide receivers, though, I guess,
wow. He's another one.
I know that wasn't even expected. These are notes that I had down that I was like, this is shit I want to say while I watched a game drunk, and now I have a massive headache. And I forgot I dropped 2 of my aspirin, so it didn't work. Anyways, I thought, again, maybe I'm just a little bit of homerness is coming out here, but I thought Hodgins and Shakir, obviously Shakir had a really nice game, but like I thought even Hodgins moved really well. Again, from the 300s, 10 high noons in.
Everybody looked great. Like I was at the game too, and I had some drinks in my body at the time of the game. No, everyone looked like everybody that Allen was throwing to was doing. Everyone did their job. You know what I mean? I know it's like a Belichick thing, and I don't want to quote him because fuck them forever. But everyone did their job. Everyone, Knox is out, and Morris stepped up and did a great job today. And yeah. Shakir did a good job, and Hodgins did a good job. Like everybody did amazing. Aside, and then obviously like Gabe Davis had a decent day today.
Jesus, yeah, that's pretty cool seeing him healthy. Hodgins is interesting because Crowder's out, and I got yelled at last week on the cast for saying that I wish Hodgins would I'm done with Crowder. Like I understand that he's okay, but I just would rather see Hodgins and then Crowder. And when I see Hodgins on the field, it just looks like he'd be able to do more. Like Pittsburgh's receivers are disgustingly just big and massive. They're like, they look like a completely different level than the Bills receivers. They just look like they're superhuman beings. Now they don't always catch the ball, I guess, which sucks for Pittsburgh. But when they do catch the ball, there's like Claypool in the middle and that rookie that they have, whose name I can't remember, Pickett. They look like just better athletes than that. And I always thought Hodgins kind of looked like a better athlete than someone like Crowder, and I would rather see him in there. But I was glad that he had a good game.
Also, the Pittsburgh Steelers averaged like 3 yards a carry. So I think it's safe to trade Tremaine Edmonds.
Oh, that's right. Edmonds didn't play.
He didn't
No, he
play,
did
so they did very well today.
I know you couldn't tell he didn't play because they never you really say his name anyways during a game. But
that was no, that game ultimately, like, this was just a perfect. I was drunk at a Bills game. They won and I left. Like that was where I was just like, this was
I was in a great mood the entire game. From the beginning, I was in a good mood. We were laughing about the one interception, the Elam one at the end of the half. We were laughing about how like he got the interception and we like cheered and high-fived. We were talking about like the garbage years, how an interception like that would have caused us to break out into like nude chaos. And we're just like, all right, very well, very well. Like
yeah.
we were already like screamed out.
It would have happened against like the Patriots, and we would have been like, oh my God, it's only 17-7 going into halftime. Like, dude, we could get this, go down, get a field goal, then it's 10-17, then we get the ball back, we score, then it's tied.
I needed this game going into next week because next week I'm going to be a wreck. The nerves, the Miami game, I had the nerves. Last week, Baltimore had the nerves. This is just such a nice, easy football game where I was never worried at any point in time that they were going to lose to them. I just wanted Josh to throw for 560 yards to get the NFL record, and I'm mad that. I was mad when whatchamacallit fumbled going into the end zone. Morris fumbled because it would have gotten him a 5th touchdown.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That bothered me. That's the only thing I complain about today is that Josh Allen didn't throw for 600 yards and have a new NFL record. That's it.
I have a tweet of the game.
Okay, let's hear it.
And this one, it's a talking point. It's a fun one. It's not. This guy's not saying anything too wild, but I don't know if I agree with him. So
abortion should be illegal. That's what. That's what. Is that
hashtag Bills? So
just hashtag it Bills.
Man, it is funny. So I always search for Bills when I go on Twitter. That's how I find the tweet of the game. And a lot of people are just like, "Man, I can't pay my bills, man." I'm like, "Oh, I'll just scroll past those."
Oh, I got to tell you this then. I was trying to Kyle before the game. Sean's not here, so like there's a power struggle behind the scenes here at the end of the Huntcast because Sean does everything or acts like he does and acts like Sean literally picks up a cross made of wood and carries it up a hill every single episode. Like that's what you would have had you believe. That's how much he suffers to get this production done. That's Sean Murphy.
I just wanted Sean to know that was Greg.
Yes, he puts on the crown of thorns, everything. That's how Sean struggles for this broadcast for you, the people. So Kyle's get the game. He has all these other responsibilities he's running around with. Like he has to, I don't know. Yeah, tweet of the game. So he asked me, he's like, can you look for a tweet of the game? So I did exactly what you just said. I searched Bills on there and I'm like looking through, and it's like people like, I can't pay my bills. That's what the tweet is. So I did find one. So then I didn't find one when I was just searching Bills. And then I was like, well, Kyle will want something negative. So instead I searched Zach Moss. I was like, I'm going to get a negative tweet if I search Zach Moss. And I did find one and I sent it to him that I thought he would use, but he ended up going with something else. The tweet I picked for him that he didn't use was hashtag Bills Mafia, probably Zach Moss's turn to run the ball for no gain. That's Terry Spielman tweeted that. I thought that was a good one.
Did you like it?
No.
You always give me shit for not fucking liking the tweet.
I was trying to be you. I'm trying to play a role here. We all have roles to play. So no, I did not like the tweet.
Who am I today?
You're me.
All right.
You have to write a blog on Monday.
And I'm super mad about doing the podcast.
Yes. Keep trying to stop the podcast. You got to keep doing that.
This tweet is by Kyle Gunzinger.
That's just you. That's your burner account.
He's quote tweeting the Shaq Lawson hit on Kenny Pickett late in the game.
This guy's a Patriot fan. I just looked him up.
Was he? Okay.
His banner image is Patriots.
So he again, if you don't know, Shaq Lawson hit Kenny Pickett a little low. Yes, he hit Kenny Pickett low, and it caused a fight. So Kyle Gunzinger says, again, the Bills are a dirty football team. Several incidents per game. It is their personality. It's what they are. The media doesn't want to talk about preseason darlings and such.
We're the media.
It got a little run-on-y there, and I think he missed some letters. But anyways, I feel like we're not the biggest homers in the world. Do you think the Bills are dirty?
Nope.
No.
Right? No.
That Boston play, I just watched it and cringed when Pickett's knee went under, but he was like, it was a football play. The late hit on Hamlin, I mean, it was a late hit and probably a penalty that should have been called, but he went to make the tackle at the same time Kenny Pickett dove, and that's Pickett's fault for faking that dive he did in the college football season last year. Now everyone's going to
10 months ago.
Tell me when he started running, you weren't thinking, don't fall for the fake slide. Don't fall for the fake slide. And Hamlin did not do it. So I don't think they're dirty. No.
No, I mean, the thing with Epinesa, I watched that of him getting kicked out. He didn't know he was throwing an elbow back at the ref. You know, because he got ejected. Like the ref, like kind of pushed him from behind. Epinesa looked like he was trying to get the other Bill out of the situation. And the ref came by and gave him like a push in the shoulder. So he threw an elbow back. And then he turned around and saw it was the ref. And then the ref was being a dick. Like, don't put your hands on another dude in the middle of a confrontation.
Yeah.
And expect him to just like lay down and like,
especially a dude whose entire life is meant to hurt other people.
Yeah. He trains all year to hurt people.
Yeah, that's like walking up behind, this is going to sound terrible, but that's like walking up behind a dog and being like, I'll just pet this dog. What's the worst that could happen?
It's like sneaking into the bedroom of a Navy SEAL at 3 a.m. and like jumping on his chest. And then, he's not going to react to that. No.
I was in the Navy.
Yeah. Kyle was. He was not a SEAL.
He was for Halloween. He was a SEAL for Halloween. That counts.
I think Kenny Pickett deserves it. He seems like a douche.
He does seem douchey. He
seems like a douchebag.
I don't like his hair. I don't like his face. I don't like his whole situation.
I don't like that he plays for Pittsburgh.
He's gonna suck. Trubisky.
It's funny. Yeah. It's funny that Pittsburgh thinks they found their guy.
I kind of think
he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass.
I kind of think that he seems like he might be good.
Why?
I know even if he had a great game today, they weren't going to beat the Bills. I think that
because he can roll to the right and throw a 7-yard pass in the flats. Like
because he's not afraid to throw the ball, and I think Trubisky was holding them back. I watched some Pittsburgh football today. I think that he's going to be decent. I don't know if he's going to be the best, but he'll be at least a Tannehill.
Oh, we'll have fun with Tannehill then.
I'm not saying they found their guy. He could be better than that, I think he'll be. I think from what I saw of him playing football today, and the little I saw in college, I think that he might be decent. But I don't care. Doesn't matter. It's not going to bother me.
It sounds like it's bothering you, Greg.
You are being a little Kyle today. I can see that.
I'm trying.
See, Sean's gone. We forget who we are here.
Yeah, that's right. We're all trying to adjust.
We should all change our name to Sean Murphy again. Yeah. God, that was a good bit. Anyway,
spell it right.
How about we just wrap it? How about we just wrap this up?
All right, read Thomas's shebang.
Thomas, it's related to Sean. Thomas Mulcahy is our favorite listener. He's our #1 patron.
Oh yeah,
on Patreon. So hey, sign up for the Patreon. We do bonus episodes that are awesome,
baby.
And you get blogs and stuff. Look it up. Thomas Mulcahy sends in his blurb because he's our top patron. He gets a blurb every episode, and he says, "In memorial for Sean, while it's his turn for emergency penis surgery, quote, fuck Pittsburgh." That's what he said. So that was his
quote. All right.
Yeah. So true, wise words from Thomas. I concur.
All right. Let's do a quick trivia game. I have one question.
Ooh.
And I might have two after that. I don't know. I only wrote one.
Okay,
all right.
So we better not tie.
I'll go opposite of you no matter what. It's fine.
All right. So since the year 2000, the Steelers and the Bills have, including today, have played 10 times.
Okay.
How many times have the Bills won?
I'll say 4. Was I supposed to go first? I'll just
Sure.
go
Doesn't
first.
matter.
Yeah, sure.
I'll say
I'll
4
say
this time.
6. No, I'll say
Okay.
5. I'll go 5.
Yeah, better answer.
Greg, you win. They won 3 times.
That's it.
And they came in 2019, 2020, and today.
Yeah, they Pittsburgh always had our number.
They lost the home opener last year.
Oh, I hated that game.
And
Yeah,
then
I was at that game. That
Oh,
game
it was so stupid.
Pittsburgh.
my
I
wife's
really
first and
dominated.
only ever football game that she ever went to, and now I'll never get her to another football game. Because
I walked out of that stadium so like bewildered. Like I felt like a naysayer. I was like, oh fuck, we suck. You know, it was all bullshit. Like I was everything turned around just fine. But yeah, I left that stadium upset last year.
I watched their clips of the Steelers Bills 1995 playoff game. And if you want to piss yourself off about that, like if the Bills lost today and you wanted to get even angrier, I would go suggest you watch that. But now you can watch it harmlessly because that's way in the past. But that's a very frustrating. The Bills were really good in '95, and that game, nothing went their way. It's a terrible playoff game.
I think about that Stevie Johnson, why God, why bullshit. Where he blamed God for missing a pass. Like, yeah, the Steelers bring me bad thoughts. Today felt real good.
Yeah, today was good. Okay, now I'm glad we talked this out. Yeah, this is good. This is exercising some past demons.
I have another question. Now I'm just going on the fly here, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. Which one of these players did not play today for the Bills?
Okay.
All right. Is it okay? Rick, you're up first. Is it
Right.
A, Joe Giles Harris, B, Greg Burns,
I don't know that.
C, Cameron Lewis, or D, Balin Spector?
Okay. First things first, Greg Burns and Kyle Gunzinger both sounds like the characters that you guys created in your Madden franchises.
Those are
Just by the way.
Those are Sims characters.
But I'm gonna say D.
You're going Balin Spector did not play today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I
Right.
saw Balin Spector. I could be wrong about that. Who was after the first one? Who was the first one was Joe Giles Harris. The second one was
Greg Burns.
Greg Burns. I'll say Greg Burns because I don't think that man exists.
Greg, you're correct.
2 for 2.
2-0.
Get the fuck off my
completely
podcast. Rick.
riffed that
Sorry,
question,
sorry.
and I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Or Greg Burns could be like an STD that came from you, like from back
Greg-
in your heyday.
I call my penis Greg, and sometimes
Greg Burns?
Sometimes Greg Burns. Yes.
Oh, I hold on. I just Googled Gregory Burns,
Mhm.
and it's a guy who has a Wikipedia.
Mm.
He is a American. Oh my God. Fuck this guy. He's an American athlete, painter, author, motivational speaker, and member of the Art of the Olympics.
Oh, that dude created his own Wikipedia
Fuck
page.
him.
I
yeah.
still think this is Bout, to be honest with you. Like,
I was never in the Olympics.
Not with that attitude.
No, I don't want to be.
Dude, this guy is amazing. He's a philanthropist. That means
he does
helps
oral.
the world. He does oral.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought that meant.
He's supported numerous disadvantaged children's groups and communities through Asia and USA, just like Brett Favre.
Oh, Jesus.
jeez, Brett Favre's a bad person.
Did he support them or enable them? He should make
He
it so
he put a lot of volleyball courts in the inner city.
Jesus, that's fucking terrible. So this is I don't give a shit about this game. Let's talk about next week. So the Bills played the Chiefs next week.
Big Chiefs game, 4:30. So mini prime time, actually.
Yeah. And it's in Kansas City.
Yes.
I hope it's a good weather game. I don't want any of this bad weather shit. There is going to be, I think, 7 touchdowns scored by each team.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They both just look good.
It's just going to be a fire sale. Like it's just going to be. I don't think so. I think the Bills defense is going to bring some heat.
They are always fucking like Travis Kelce. Just always. I hate watching the Chiefs. They have
this
3rd
game
and 18.
scares the shit out
They
of me.
have 3rd and 18 every single time I watch the Chiefs. Every single drive they have a 3rd and 18, and it's always Travis Kelce for whatever reason. wide open in the middle of the field and just
Yeah.
catches a pass and gains 24 yards. That's the only thing that happens when Kansas City's on offense.
I was going to say my key to the game. I've repeated, I thought this would be a funny bit every year when the Bills play the Chiefs, because it's almost every year. The key to the game is make Andy Reid eat healthy. and then he dies. I think
give him a fake neurology report.
But if I'm being honest, this game, I think the key to the game is literally just kill Travis Kelce before the game. Because same thing, like the number of times Travis Kelce has had big games and gotten them out of shit. And also against the Bills, I'm just sick of seeing him dance. I just wish I could dance like that. Anyways,
that was a journey.
Yeah,
the way your eyes looked to the sky when you said you wish you could dance like that. Like I felt your pain.
Oh, it was real. It's real. It's I'm jealous he's got better moves than me. He's got more rhythm in the hips there.
We need Poyer. We need Oliver.
Poyer. You need Oliver. You need Trey White, and that's what's most scary is you need Trey White. And usually it's like, oh, he started practicing or something. I don't even know if they can when he can start practicing, but
he could have started practicing last week, and he didn't.
Yeah, and I didn't hear anything about if he was or if he did.
But if he's not ready, don't fucking force it. I'd rather have him on the field against Kansas City in the playoffs.
Same. So there was a picture today, Tre'Davious White. I don't know if he's married, if it's his girlfriend. She's pregnant. It was Josh Allen and his girlfriend and Tre'Davious White and his woman, and she was pregnant. And that was someone put the picture on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I saw it today. It was the first time I've seen him since right before training camp when he was like there was a report before training camp, they showed him like running around or something like that. And it's like, okay, so let's see if he comes back. And then we did not see him again. I haven't seen him do shit. So I don't know if he's ever coming back. There's no way he comes back.
Andy's been really bad on the field. I haven't seen him do shit either. So
yeah, because he's not playing. That's what I was trying to say. See, Sean would never let this shit happen. He'd never let this shit.
No, Sean would have stopped recording and been like, guys, get your shit together.
Yeah. I started off about oil change. Yeah. I started off talking about oil changes for the first 5 minutes of the episode before you joined us, and Sean would have never let that happen either. I'm nervous. I want them to win this game because I want them to have the top seed, because I just think that's such a huge advantage.
Huge.
And if they don't beat the Chiefs this week, you're not getting that top seed.
And having season tickets, I want to go to every home playoff game.
Mm-hmm. If the Bills lose convincingly, are you changing your mind on the team? Are you is it just like fuck?
You're saying if we get blown out?
Not blown out. I'm not saying like bad. Because
no matter what, we're fine. No matter what, we're fine.
Yeah.
Good teams get blown out. Good teams get beat convincingly. Like if it's a close game, I'm almost probably more angry if we lose another close game to this fucking team. Like,
because then there's the whole narrative too of like, it's not just like, oh, it wasn't the Bills' day. Then it's like McDermott can't win one score games, because then he was 0-7 before the Chiefs game or before the Ravens game, and then he won one. But that could easily 0-7 and 1-7 aren't that different. You know what I mean? Like if your team is 0-7, you suck. If you're 1-7, you're not better.
They're a really good football team, and being a really good football team means one thing: you're going to win the majority of your games. So they're still good. They're still going to win the majority of their games, and then when it comes to the playoffs, they just can't lose anymore. So that's why I want that top seed. If they lose 40-3 next week to the Chiefs by 37 points, I still think that they're just on the same level as the Chiefs that just had a bad game, and won't be the end of the world. I just hope that doesn't happen.
I just don't want to lose.
I think it's probably going to be like a 34-31 game next week, just because God wants me to suffer.
It's not going to be fun because of who it is. You know what I mean? Like I had fun going into this game. I don't think next week I'm going to be able to have fun. And that's what bothers me, really. I'm just going to be too like, dude, everyone's going to be watching that game.
Yeah, I'm watching the game at home. I'm going to be very low key. Like I'm not going to go anywhere to watch it. I'm just going to watch it at home with my kids, and they don't care. So I'm going to have nobody to high five or nobody to get mad with. And that's preferred. Unless you
Now,
guys want to come over, I'm gonna make bologna probably.
if
That
the
sounds good.
Bills are playing poorly and the kids want to talk about something else, do you give them a like, can you get the fuck out of here for a second?
I will suggest they do something else nicely.
Yeah.
It's not their fault that they don't care. I'm actually jealous of their non-interest in something like this.
Rick's one of those dads who likes his kids. It's
Oh,
pathetic.
yeah.
Slow down,
I
Greg.
forgot those existed.
I just don't want them to blame me when they get fucked up as adults.
There's no way I would raise kids into being a Bills fan. Like I would do anything I could.
Not
to
right
No.
now. Now's
No.
prime time.
They still haven't won shit, Kyle. Like this is worse. Like at least in the drought, you wouldn't have to worry. They're just not going to like the Bills. Now they're going to get into it, and that's some crazy shit.
You know what?
That's
You're right.
heartbreaking. You got
the-
so much shit to worry about right now. If you're in high school, you don't even know if like you're going to be alive in 5 years. Why would you throw the Bills onto that like
I
pile
guess
of
that
problems?
goes with us too.
Yeah, well, I already had a good run.
We're in.
My time's over.
Yeah, and I'm fine unless they start lacing bologna with fentanyl. I'll be fine.
They'll do it. They'll
It'll
do
be
it.
the- What a way to go.
Yeah.
What's your prediction, Rick? Score of the game next week.
42-35. Buffalo.
Bills or Chiefs?
Buffalo.
Okay.
Homer.
Yep.
Greg?
I told you 34-31 Chiefs.
Oh, 34-31
It's going to be
Chiefs.
torturous to me. Yes. But a good game.
I think it's tough, man. Mahomes is brilliant. Allen is too. I'm not saying Allen isn't. I'm saying if this game was in Buffalo, the outcome would be different. But it's at the Chiefs, and I think it's a super close game. But I think the Chiefs squeak one out like 49-10 or something. So
Ooh.
the good news, it'll kick Buffalo's butt for the bye week to get fucking back on track and start, I don't know, doing exactly what they're doing now. The bye week is after the Chiefs game, right? I don't really look ahead too far.
Yeah, and then it's Sunday night home.
See, I don't think Trey White comes back for this game. I think the plan all along was like, get to the bye week, give Trey every extra ounce he needs, and then he could practice for 2 weeks, really break in the knee. No pun intended. Not breaking anything.
I don't like that terminology at all.
Really warm up the knee.
Okay, that's better.
Really warm up the knee and then just come out and go on a tear. Benford will probably be back by then. We'll have our full secondary. Poyer will be back by then. If Poyer's not in this game, legit, like, don't watch.
We're in trouble if Poyer's not in the plane. Like, for real, we're in trouble. We need him in the middle.
Well, I would
almost
tell, like, sit anyone who's on the shelf against the Chiefs. If you beat them, that's great. But, like, you want them for that stretch run.
Yeah.
Don't bring them back early. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think that's it. I think we did okay.
We did great.
You think
we
did
great?
all right?
Rick did amazing.
I had fun.
Rick's so much better being me than I am. So I liked it. Yeah.
I don't like being Sean.
Yeah.
I'm too skinny.
You sound like Sean.
Yeah, you must be starving. I'm high because I was Kyle all episode, so I'm loving
high.
I want to be Kyle every single week. Yeah. Oh, come on. Everyone knows you're high. Everyone knows you're constantly high every single episode. So. You should tell them you're high, because if you're not high, then you're just fucking stupid. So wouldn't you rather be looked at as being high?
Then in that case, I'm the highest man in the world.
Louis G, everybody.
That's right. Hey guys, I need one for softball. I need a guy and a girl for softball Tuesday night, guys.
If Louis G sends you a friend request on Facebook, do not accept it
unless you play softball.
Unless you really want to play softball and you're
it.
a girl. Because that's all he ever needs.
Yeah. 2 people to buy some Saber tickets and a guy and a girl to play softball. That's what Facebook was meant for.
Rick, you got anything coming up you want to plug?
I don't know. Me and Kyle are going to Auburn, New York. If you guys are in that area in the beginning of November,
talk about November 3rd.
Talk about my favorite podcast. Nobody Watches Everything.
I got every Friday. We got new episodes. Nobody Watches Everything. Me and Clayton Williams. Our movie this week is Everything Everywhere All at Once. So if you want to,
I haven't seen that movie yet. I hear it's good, but don't.
Could not recommend it more.
Okay,
you've seen it already. Rick?
Yeah, it's up. That was our newest one. It just dropped on
Oh,
Friday.
you just okay.
It would
Yeah,
be
we just
shitty if
watched
they
it.
did a podcast about a movie they didn't see. That's good.
Man,
It's
if you
got-
guys
that's-
know, I'm gonna say the number is 4 of movies that I just couldn't get through and then just faked it with Clayton. Back in like when we were doing random ones. I just stopped like 20 minutes in and be like, I can fake this shit. Fuck this.
I've done this podcast without watching the game, and no one's noticed. So
Perfect.
it's possible.
Greg, you got anything you want to promote? You got a book? I don't know what you do these days.
No, I got a book, but it's not done yet. So
All right,
sure.
well, pre-order that book.
You can't.
Sounds
There's
great.
no
I
link.
don't
It's not gonna happen.
It's just
Um,
erotica. It's just erotica.
You know, Kyle has something he has to plug because he asked you and he asked me.
Well,
and then
this
he's
is what
buttering
Sean
us up,
does.
so, yeah,
I do have
okay.
something I got to plug.
Okay, what's that?
I believe I'm at Helium this Wednesday for a show, and I'm going to text Sean to put a free ticket link for the Patreons.
Okay.
So you'll be able to go to that for free.
Is that the
And,
secret show? Is that what's going on?
yes.
Wednesday?
Oh, sweet.
And
Wait, if you listen to our pod, you're finding out about a secret show.
yeah,
No, it's a secret headliner. It's a secret headliner.
Yeah.
Tell us who it is because
I
it's like
can't.
no,
It's
I know.
I would
But
get
the
fired.
situation is you go to Helium to see a comic and
Yeah.
you don't find out who it is until they come out.
Maybe it's Bill
Yes.
Burr. Maybe it's me. Like, there's no way to.
Really suck if it was
I,
me. Hi, I did an open mic once this year. Get ready to laugh.
You did 2 sets on that one open mic, so
That's right. I did.
You're
do
ready to
two
go.
sets. Did you hear about that?
I did.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I
The
love
first set was so fucking bad, I almost quit comedy until I went up and did the second set. That's how
Man,
bad.
yeah, that first set was rough.
Can I tell you guys the story? Do you know the story? What happened on my first set?
No.
First set ever or first
So
set
no,
last
it's
week?
just an open mic. This isn't a real comedy set. We were doing an open mic at Good Bar, and it was, it was well attended, but I was one of the last comics up, so there wasn't a lot of people there. As I'm going up, Bennett hosts the open mic. These 2 young, attractive women walked in. They did not know comedy was happening upstairs at Good Bar. Lots of people, they just hear noise, so they walk up the stairs and they go in there. And Bennett immediately was like, "Hey, have a seat." And you can tell they were embarrassed by the fact that they didn't know what was going on, so they sat down. And Bennett looked at me. He's like, "If you can get those 2 to laugh, I will buy you a pitcher of beer." And I was like, "There's just no fucking way." I went up there and ate my ass for 3.5 minutes, and I walked them. Like they got up and left as I was talking about.
And they talked the whole time.
Yeah, they talked through it and then got up and left. And so that's my my comment. That's what I wanted to plug that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Secret headliner Greg Buck Wednesday night Helium.
Yeah.
Sorry
all
for telling
the
story.
hot young women in Buffalo are gonna flock to watch Greg talk
Hey,
about Q-tips.
you want to look good? You bring a girl to see me do comedy. You will look great. It's like you're funnier than this guy.
Greg's the comic that goes on stage and some dude in the audience is like, "I could do this."
Yeah. Guys just start heckling me, and I was like, "Whoa, I can't come back from that." Hey, this dude.
I
dude's
had
way funnier
the first time I went to Nietzsche's, was the first time I had that thought, and I saw some guy on stage bombing his ass off, and I'm literally describing Lou. I hate to bring him up again and give him free publicity. It was not him this time, but he was in basketball shorts and flip-flops bombing. And I was like, if I do comedy, I know I'm not going to be the worst. I know that. If there's 10 people on this list, I might be 9th worst, but I'm not 10th. That's why I'm on this podcast.
Well, that's it. That's it for the podcast. No more of your bullshit.
All right.
Thank you, Rick.
Damn.
You did awesome.
Thank you guys
appreciate
for having me.
Boy, I hope I do this recording right.
Yeah.
Probably not. We'll
You
be back
recording
in an
it?
hour.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Sweeto, everyone. One love.
All right, guys.
Go
Oh,
Bills.
support the Patreon. I don't know
Yeah.
what else, Sean. What's he normally say? Go watch Sean's special
And
on
here comes-
YouTube.
Here comes Dan Fisher's Bills song.
The Bills won.